We are live.
Hey, Matt.
How's
How's
it
it
going,
going?
Scott?
Not too bad. We are stout sportsmen, and we are doing this live. We are going to make our picks for Lake Guntersville.
Yes. Um, One of the first questions I have going into this is weights. I mean, there's a fair amount of history to go off of, but I don't know. It's still a little bit up in the air.
Yeah, it's what from what I've heard, like the spawn is a little bit later this year because of the
The
colder
cold weather,
temperatures.
right?
So I think there's going to be some still spawning. There's going to be some post spawn. I don't know about pre spawn. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Hmm.
And I don't, and I can't remember. I didn't look up to see how close this event is compared to the one. Was it 2 years ago when Jamie Hartman won?
Yeah, that was June 21st through the 24th. So that was a little bit later in the year for sure.
Yeah, and he actually won that. He was like fishing some top water too.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't think they'll be that far along. So I think there'll be some still shallow, but I don't think they're going to be out all the way to their summer haunts or whatever
Hmm.
we'd like to call them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, last fall's event, right at the end of September, early October, was 64-3. In 2019, that June tournament was won with 79-10. Obviously, I think it's going to be more than that. So, I mean, if you go back a little further, April of 2015, they had 92-11. I think it was a 3-day tournament in 014, was 67-8, 100 pounds, 13 ounces in 2010. And that was like first, second week of May. So that's kind of a good gauge. But I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I know now that Gunnersville gets hammered. I don't know how good Gunnersville was getting hammered back in 2010.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so gauging weights, like I, I haven't really heard too much as far as like it's like Chickamauga. People are talking about how like they've been crushing them on Chickamauga during the you know certain times of the year.
Mhm.
I don't think that's the case as much anymore. I think there's been so much pressure that
Yeah.
I don't think those huge limits are
Yeah.
as much of a thing.
Yeah. With as much tournament pressure and even recreational pressure as they're getting, I'm looking more in the 80s myself.
Same here.
Yeah. Yep.
So, well, I mean, while we're at it, I am at 87 pounds 8 ounces.
Okay. Um, I actually just bumped mine up about 10 minutes ago to 81.8. I was a little bit lower than that. And I may bump it up a little bit more, maybe if, once I hear how, everything's practicing, stuff like that. But I'm going to go low 80s right now. We'll see.
Nice, looks good for me.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I don't know. It's like it's funny the way the weights have been working out. Like we're at Sabine, and it was like
Yeah.
almost the lowest tournament they've ever had. Then we go to Lake Fork, and it just one of the
Yeah.
highest tournaments. And then they go back to Neely Henry, back to one of the lower tournaments.
Hmm.
So, do we get a high tournament now, or what?
I, I don't know. I think it's going to at least go 80, but
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to see a 100-pound 4-day bag
I
at
don't
all.
I
No.
don't think so.
No, not with as much pressure as that lake gets. Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to hit it off and start with Group A?
Yeah, I'll start out with my Group A pick. Um, it's probably not going to come to much of a surprise, but I am going to go with Seth Fighter.
That makes two of us. I I can't go away from the guy now. I mean, he's been
He's been
the
he's been
amazing
ridiculously
Spider-Man.
consistent,
Yeah.
and he has a very good track record on Gunnersville as well. So I
Yes.
mean, there's a ton of got really great guys in Group A to pick, but I'm going to go with the guy who is super consistent there and who's got a hot hand. Do I expect him to win it or even a top five? Probably not, but I think he'll fish day 4 for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the chalk pick, 24.4% is Gerald Swindle.
Yeah.
I mean, he showed us something at Neely Henry, but
Yeah.
let's see if he can put it together for another good tournament or not.
He should do well, but I mean, just looking over some of his finishes, like I got six events in front of me, and um, he's hasn't fished horribly, but he hasn't fished great either.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay away from him.
Yep.
And I mean, Fighter is what he's second, obviously, with what 22.8.
Yep.
So I mean, it's basically a secondary chalk pick, but he's how do you bet against him right now?
I don't know. I mean, and then going into the classic, I mean, if he comes out of Guntersville, the top 10, going into the classic, I mean,
Yeah.
How do you walk away from that?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you almost have, I'm definitely gonna pick him for Champlain. He fished pretty well on Champlain last year.
Right.
I'll definitely pick him there, but I don't think I'll pick him for the St. Lawrence. There's a few other guys, especially if the buckets stay close to the same.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I mean, right now you have Chris Johnson and Corey Johnson both in A. How do you go against those guys on the St. Lawrence? I mean, you'd have to be mental to go against those two, but
yeah. So, I mean, there's too much there.
Yeah.
And I mean, not that Fighter does bad on the St. Lawrence, but it's him looking down fishing on the St. Lawrence is not his strong suit. I know he's one to run where most guys will run west and go towards Lake Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
I think he actually runs more east and goes up the river.
Okay.
So, we'll see.
Yeah. B group.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead with B.
So right off the bat, I think 21.6% of the country is smoking something. Because
yeah,
I can't take Stephen Kennedy.
No, I got you there. I agree with you.
So I went with the second guy there, 12.5% with Stetson Blaylock.
Okay.
He's not one to win tournaments. I think he's won Winya Bay a couple of years ago, last year.
I think so.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So he's won recently, but he's not a tournament winner, but he is a tournament, what's the term? Cash checks.
Yeah.
He cashes a lot of checks.
So he fishes a lot of day 3s.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went with Stetson Blaylock. I think he did well at the Classic.
He did 7th last fall.
Okay.
Yeah. Where was he in 2019 here? 50th in 2019. But yeah, I mean, I like that pick. It's solid.
Nice.
B group for me, and I don't know. First of all, I had a little bit of a difficult time like picking guys for this. I mean, I say that every event, but I don't know. Just there's so many studs in A group. It's just tough. It just seems like previous years they've been maybe spread out more. But I went with a guy who's picked 1.6% right now. He's actually won a blue trophy already this year, but I went with Bill Lowen. So he actually has quite. I think all 5 or 6 of the events that I have in front of me from previous years, he's like top 50, like just about every event. So
I think also we have to like kind of put your strategy. At this point, you're still trying to make up some ground. Where I'm taking more of a. I'm not going to pick the chalk a lot, but I'm going to pick higher up like percentages.
Right.
Where I think I know you were trying to kind of pick some guys off the radar to try to make up some ground.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, 2019 Lowen was 14th. 21st in 2015, 30th in 2014, 32nd in 2010, and 44th in 2009, if you want to go back that far. So, I mean, it's just somewhat consistent results. So I'm going to take that, especially with that low pick percentage.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. So what you drinking tonight? You got anything good?
It's scotch and Coke.
Nice.
So it's some monkey shoulder scotch, if you're wondering.
I went with the vodka Palmer.
Oh, is that a half and half?
It's the half and half light. So
Okay. So just low sugar.
yep. Actually, it's actually turns out pretty well.
I can say that I've had that. So
Sam's Club, you get it cheap.
what kind of vodka, first of all?
I believe we're still working on wedding booze,
wedding
so
vodka.
it's Sky vodka.
Sky.
I
Okay.
think it was a big bottle of Sky that we had.
All right.
We gotta get rid of all that. We still gotta get rid of the wedding booze before we start branching out.
Yeah, man, that stuff's going on a year and a half, a little over a year and a half now.
Yeah, I don't have as much help these days.
Right. True. I'll give you that much.
So also like B group,
Mhm.
I see Takuito in B group, and I kind of hope that he stays in B group going north.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm really hoping. I mean, he's been fishing. He fishes really well, except for when you pick him.
Right.
But yeah, I'm kind of hoping that he's in B. You know, come northern time, because I mean, for not ever fishing smallmouth, he had 2 really good smallmouth derbies up there.
He had what, 2 top 10s, didn't he?
He actually had 3.
Three.
He top
Okay.
10'd at St. Clair, but they're not going there this year. So
Right.
um,
I mean, if we are looking forward to like the northern swing, like Gustafson's probably a solid lock for one of those 2 events anyway. You know, if it came down to picking between him and Taku, I'd probably go with Gussie. But
yeah, true.
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, yeah. All right. C group.
Sure. I'll just say if you guys are in watching us live, I think there's like three people on. You know, say hi and let us know what your picks are.
Yeah.
And you know, our picks are subject to change because
Yes, they are.
still got some days ahead of us.
Yeah, it's only Saturday. I mean, we got what, 4 or 5 days to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, C group.
Who do you got?
I went with Justin Hamner at 8.2%. He's an Alabama guy,
Alabama, right?
Rookie. So, but I know he's got some experience around those areas. So, big thing for me is Jamie Hartman hasn't been having the greatest of years.
No.
I think he got 19% just because he won a couple years ago there.
Yeah.
Clark's been having a tough year. Keith Combs, tough year.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with the rookie.
Yeah. Oh, I like it.
And those are the 4 or 3 guys that are, you know, own percentages higher than Justin Hamner.
All right. I went with Mark Menendez. He, I don't recall him fishing Guntersville in the fall last year. I believe he was out medical.
Yep.
But I mean, going back, he's got a 20th in 2019, 47th in 15. What was he in 2010? 26, and then a 6th in 2009. So he's got decent experience there. Obviously, he's an older gentleman. So I'm going to go there, 7.9%, which is pretty low. So there is a couple other guys that I think are probably going to do well. Like Bob Downey fished really well the last tournament, and he's actually done pretty well. But he finished 6th last fall there at Guntersville. So I think Downey could be a decent pick for somebody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other people I'm looking at, I don't know. I didn't spend too much time on this bucket. I saw Um, was it Frank Talley? Did Frank
Mhm.
Talley win? No, was that on Guntersville or was that
Oh, Tally won last fall.
okay?
Yeah,
I mean, the fall is a lot different than what it's going to be now, but
yeah.
I mean, when you win an event on a lake, I think you have a little bit more. I think you're more relaxed going into it.
He was 36th the previous year, 2019.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Frank the Tank.
So this was their third event in 2 years on Guntersville, right?
Yeah, because 2019 was late June. So,
Oh, so fourth event in 3 years because they went Guntersville, the Classic,
oh yeah,
Guntersville in the fall, and then now it's in
yeah,
June or May.
yeah,
So
yeah.
four times in 3 years. That's
Mhm. I mean, the majority of these guys, I mean, should know that lake pretty darn well.
yeah. I mean, some of these lakes that they go to pretty often are, I don't think there's as much of a local, um, local advantage at all.
True.
Somewhere like some of the northern lakes, so you might still have like some of the guys like the Johnston brothers on St. Lawrence. They still have an advantage,
Yeah, I would
you
say
know.
so.
But
Yep.
down south, some of these events like Lake Fork, Chickamauga, Guntersville, I don't think there's as much of a local advantage
Hmm.
anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going with Menendez. So D group.
All right, D group. I went with. Yep. You're gonna love this percentage. 0.5. I went with Jason Williamson. The man is extremely, extremely well overdue for a win, and he's got quite a bit of history there. And yeah, I don't know. I just his name stuck out to me. Like somebody like a Paul Mueller as well. I mean, he did excellent last tournament, but I think Jay Willies. I think he's getting due. So we're gonna see. And I'm gonna throw a bunch of other names out here too that I really like. Justin Atkins, I like him. If you want to be brave and go with Canterbury, go ahead. Clint Davis is a good pick. Um, yeah, I mean, honestly, even Bernie Schultz has got a lot of experience there too. I think he could actually have a pretty solid tournament.
Um, so I have to say I think this is the third or fourth time you've picked Jason Williamson this year
Mhm.
with the underline part of he's due.
He's overdue. He's overdue.
um,
I know for fact he's not for fact. Nothing's fact, but he will fish day 3.
yeah.
Period. He will.
All right. All right.
So you can
Write
take that to the bank.
write that down. Jay Willie on day
Jay
3.
Willie will fish day 3, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, whatever. I don't know how many days they're going to postpone this week, but
I went with a name that you said is Justin Atkins.
yeah. And I actually have him in my Drain the Lake, so
Yeah.
I like that pick a lot.
I'll just say, maybe we should have a side bet on this, Matt.
Okay.
All right. So, because I was gonna say he's due.
He
Justin
is.
Atkins is due.
Mhm.
So, Jay Willie versus Justin Atkins.
Okay.
Whoever does better. I don't know what the bet's gonna be, but
How about the loser has to give the winner a pack of flatworms?
all right. Okay.
Deal. Well, first
All right.
I want it to be fair. Like, how many packs of flatworms are you sitting on? First of all,
4 or 5.
I got a few more than that.
It. You know what? I got some X zones to give that you could pick from also.
I'd actually like to try them out. So
Yeah. We'll figure something out. But yeah, okay. So Atkins or Williamson, whoever does better is the winner.
okay, all right,
Your side bet.
awesome. See, I'm excited now.
Got another reason to watch.
Yes. Yep.
Another name that sticks out to me for this one is Carl Jacobson. I think
Yep.
a couple of years ago he did pretty well there.
You did. Where is he?
I just remember I think it was last year they showed coverage of him, and he was fishing near one of the bridges on Guntersville,
Mhm.
and he had some Aussies
Oh,
cheering him on.
15th. Yeah, last fall, 15th. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And what do we got left? E group.
Yeah.
Um, you look at E group and you're like, this is kind of
As always.
yeah. But I mean, honestly, there's a couple of decent guys in here. I'll throw out a couple names of people that I didn't pick but thought about. Rick Clun, actually. He probably wouldn't be a bad pick.
Yeah.
David Fritz, Daryl Gleason, um, Kelly J. If he's a big jerk bait guy, so there might be a good jerk bite going on.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Gleason stands out to me.
Mhm.
But then I think this E group, you have to just get away from the chalk because
Yeah, I totally did. Yep.
so who is your pick?
Garrett Paquette
Garrett
with
Paquette. So
2.3%. Yep. I like it.
I went with another younger guy. I went
Mhm.
with Mike Huff at 7.5%.
Mike Huff, he's Kentucky, correct?
Yep, he is Kentucky.
I didn't even have to look that up. Like, I'm getting good. Like, I can be listening to the weigh-ins in the background and they'll be like, oh, this angler's from
Yeah.
wherever Kentucky, and I'm like, oh, that's so and so. Yep. That's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, and then like you start watching like you listen to enough weigh-ins and when you start hearing the nicknames come
Mhm.
out,
Yep.
like you know exactly who they're talking about. And
Right. And
I don't.
I like the fact too that it's been a good mix of people and the people that have been getting cameramen on their boats. So I mean, it gives you a little glimpse into their personalities and stuff like that. So you actually get to know these characters, and I don't know, sometimes it makes it easier to make picks, especially if it's a decent dude rather than somebody who's just kind of eh. But that still won't make me pick Swindle more than I should, even though he's a riot to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you caught Mercer's, just a little sidebar, but I don't know if you caught Mercer's show with Seth Fighter and then the Johnston brothers.
I did.
And
I did.
Mercer, I guess he was going to announce Corey Johnston as the only Canadian that hasn't won a
Right.
title.
a blue trophy, right?
That's funny.
All right, so I had 81 pounds 8. You took what, 87 what?
87.8.
87 8. All right, so for our stout sportsman pick, that's about 6 pounds difference. So we're going
84.
84 8.
Yep.
Okay.
And let me pull up the let's see. Is that screen?
There we go. All right, all right.
All right. All right, we're gonna do our normal pick 3 and
Throw 3 out. And who threw 3 out for the last event? You or me? I forget. I think it was you that threw 3 out to me.
yeah, I think so.
All right.
But by the way, we're not doing the greatest, but we're still
we're just having
yeah.
we're just having fun with that one. Yeah, we're taking some long shots last time, so
yeah.
All right, do you want me to give you 3 for this go around?
Sure. That
all right,
works for me.
Hank Cherry, and he's actually starting to grow on me a little bit this year, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean,
He's been doing well.
yeah.
Wes Logan, he's coming off a hot streak, and he's Alabama. And why not? We'll throw another hot hand in there. Brandon Palaniuk.
Whew. Yeah, Polnick just won at the Northern Open on the James River
Mhm.
today.
Yep.
Man, I was kind of hoping you were going to throw me Brock Mosley, but
Well,
let's.
I mean, if you want to throw, if you want him that bad, I'll allow it.
What do you think? Which, if I gave you the same four, would you take Brock Mosley?
Um,
Okay, Polnick or Mosley?
I would take Mosley over Palaniuk.
All right, let's
Yeah.
go Mosley.
All
He's
right.
he's been fishing really well this year.
And that Hank Cherry pick that I threw out there, that was a test. Although he has been fishing well. So,
Yeah, he has.
but thank you for not picking him.
All right. B group.
B group.
All right, let's go. Matt Airy,
I like it.
Taku Itu,
Okay.
and Jeff Gustafson.
Go see. Um, I'm gonna go with Matt Airy.
All right.
I like Matt. It's got a cool name.
I will say when FLW used to have their fantasy fishing,
Mhm.
I did pick Matt Airy and Scott Canterbury a lot. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yep. And I actually liked how their fantasy setup was because it was like a salary cap,
Yep.
and it worked out good because I mean it kind of forced you to pick some guys off the radar a little bit, some of the lesser known or lesser picked guys.
Yeah, I would spend a lot of my money on like the top 3 or 4 guys that.
On John Cox and yeah.
Yeah, you had 3 or 4 guys that you'd spend like most of your money, and then you'd go kind of down the list and
Mm-hmm.
put a few off
Yep.
the wall guys.
Yep.
All right, C group.
All right, 3 guys for you. Wow. Wow, this one's catching me off guard. Oh boy. Um, Brian Schmidt, Frank Talley, and Bob Downey.
I'm gonna say Brian Schmidt.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Can we just say he's due?
Oh, I mean, he is due, and
but he's middle of the pack pretty much.
I don't. I might have picked him for like a drain the lake or something last tournament. I thought he was really going to do well last tournament, but I don't know, something didn't work out. But yeah, he's due.
All right.
And D group, 3 for you.
Yep.
No, you're giving me 3, right?
No, you're giving me 3 because you just gave me Brian Schmidt.
All right, Clint Davis, Bernie Schultz, and Carl Dawsey.
Let's go, Carl.
Okay.
Bernie is, I don't know. Bernie is weekend at Bernie's.
He's interesting. It like especially in the weigh-ins, he's just like hot or cold. Like sometimes he comes out and he's like real talkative and decent, and other times he's just like I suck today and I'm going home. But I don't know. I guess that's how I am too. I have a bad day of fishing.
Better than a good day at work.
That's correct.
All right, E group.
Yep.
We're gonna stretch it out here because E group is just
Yeah,
as
dude, like
awful as it is.
0.5s and under.
Yeah. We're gonna go Destin Demarion, 0.9. Shane Leineberger, 0.6.
Yep.
Or we're gonna stretch this one out, and I think it was last year a guy who nobody knew who the hell he was, but
Hmm.
everybody was picking him in Group E. Cody Holland.
Cody Holland. Hmm.
Do you remember that? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I do remember that. Beaverton, Oregon. That's where Nike is.
yep.
Real quick fun fact about Shane Lineberger. I remember the first event of the year. Um, what was it at St. John's? And they said on live, they're like, later on this year, this is going to be one of the questions. Who was the first person to catch a bass in the Elite Series this year? It was Shane Lineberger. So
Huh.
fun fact there. As much as I like Destin, um, I can't pick him here. He's going to be one of those. Hopefully, he's still in E group. Hopefully not. Hopefully, he does well. But he's going to be a pick for the two northern
Yeah.
events for sure.
I agree. I hope he stays in E group.
Mhm.
Just long enough for me to pick him for the northern events.
Right. Yeah, stay in E group, and then you can win either Champlain or St. Lawrence. And I think this not to get off, topic, but I think he'll have a good event at Champlain just because you do have the grass coming into play as well as your smallmouth. But
Yep.
I think he'll fare better there than on the St. Lawrence. Who was your third guy?
Cody Holland.
Cody Holland. You know what? Let's take him. He's
Cody.
a long way from home, but let's go with Cody.
All right.
Try and boost his percentage.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, just the amount of pressure that this lake gets. I mean, you scroll back through previous years of, bass scheduling, and between elites or a classic and your juniors or high school, college stuff. There's just an insane amount of tournaments. I mean, plus all the local and regional tournaments going on. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of these lakes get tournaments almost like, at least on the weekends, if not during the week too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, plus all your fishermen like us, all your rec fishermen that are out there.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
What do you got going on? You said you didn't get out fishing today. Tomorrow, maybe.
Yep. Tomorrow I believe, are going to the lower Niagara River.
Okay.
A year ago, we caught some good fish,
Mm-hmm.
as my photos tell me.
Right.
So we're gonna go out there, and we know if they're not on the spots that we normally fish, we can go out deeper and catch them that way.
Yeah. Because your spots are about 10 to 15 foot, 12 foot in there.
A lot of our spots are like 8 foot.
Oh, shallower yet. Okay.
Especially this year with the water being down.
Mm-hmm.
You get some 7-8 foot spots. They're just basically where it kind of comes up. And there's a few what's the term I'm looking for? Little humps.
Humps. Right. Yeah.
They're just sitting. They usually just sit on the humps or around the humps.
Yeah.
Depending on how the water's flowing.
Mm-hmm. And I know you asked me earlier in the day if I went out fishing today. I did not, and I'm probably not going to go tomorrow either. The fishing is good right now, but the weekends down here, especially being a state park that draws a lot of people in from all over the place. I mean, Ohio, Pittsburgh, people from New York. There was on Friday, mind you, we got to our launch at 7:40 in the morning, and there was 50 trucks of trailers there already. Nice. And by the time we got off the water about 1 o'clock, it was like at least 70. And that's just at that launch. It's nuts. Yeah. And I just don't feel like fighting the traffic at the launch and out there on the bay. I mean, the bay is big, but not that big, and it's just a lot of traffic. So
yeah, I hear you.
And we did spend probably at least an hour on a couple of different spots, shallow spawning spots, and there was quite a few boats on top of them, looking for beds. And I saw one bed with, an active bed, and then I saw a bunch of males, making the beds, but it's not super active yet. A couple more days. We have a lot of these warm spells coming up, this warmer days this week. So I think this week and later into the week, it's going to really start to turn out.
Cool.
I'm excited.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, we're finally getting some warmer weather now, so I'm hoping to see some warmer temperatures in the water.
Yeah. Another thing too, we booked a trip to Cayuga with Anne's mother and boyfriend. So we're going up there next Friday, the 21st through the 26th, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, to the 21st or 2nd through the 26th, something like that. And we're staying about a half mile from Union Springs, which is good because that's close to where we like to fish up there. So, and just right around the corner from there is that nice shell bottom, rock bottom spawning area.
Cool.
So hopefully things work out well. That'd be fun.
Nice. I'll have to talk to Kim. Maybe we'll come out for a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be great. I mean, we could even knock out one of our tournaments there.
Yeah, we could do
just
that.
do a quick day or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just booked June 19th from noon to 4 for any local people. We're having a Ghost Rods open house.
Oh, nice.
I will have used rods for sale. I will have a couple of new rods for sale if they're still here. Some other fishing related stuff for sale. And I'll have rods out for people to look at. So we're always taking orders.
All right.
And if Matt wants to come up and hang out, bring some rods.
I was just I was actually just penciling that in on my little desk calendar here, right there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's definitely doable. And if we come up and whether the day before or day after or whatever, and just do some fishing with you. But yeah, I can bring up my obviously I'll be bringing the boat up probably, but I can bring my rods up just as displays for people to play around with or whatever.
Yeah, it's noon to 4, so it's not going to be like all day thing.
Yeah.
But we want to just be able to have people show up, and I know some people don't like to do business over the phone, or they have questions, or want to hold rods, or talk about it. We'll be there.
So you mean I gotta clean my stuff up before I bring it up?
Yeah, I mean, my stuff will just be like I'll probably just set them up on the boat.
Yeah,
people can just look at them.
Yeah.
But it's Father's Day weekend, so you can kill two birds with one stone. There you go, Matt.
Yeah. That's yeah. I didn't even realize it's Father's Day weekend, but yeah, that'll work out great.
Yeah, I wanted to plan it into the future, and then I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, it's going to be Father's Day weekend. I was thinking Memorial Day weekend, and I'm like, you know what? There's going to be too many people traveling to bother doing it. So, we went with that.
Okay. Yeah, actually, the weekend of the last weekend of this month, going into Memorial Day, I know we had planned on you guys coming back down again to fish, but that's probably not the best weekend down here with the amount of travelers and stuff in town. So maybe after that, because also I'm probably going to be out of town at my buddy's camp that weekend anyways. So
okay.
Yeah, so maybe that first week of June or something.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend is like I know I'm on call for work on Saturday.
Okay.
So it's like one of those weekends where I'm just kind of throwing it away, and I'll fish Sunday, Monday maybe, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not looking too far into the future, planning stuff. But
yeah. Okay.
So if you are interested in local to the area and want to come hang out with us, check out the Ghost Rods Facebook page. I just posted it a couple hours ago, if that.
Yeah.
You can get my sign up. I don't think it's a sign up. It's just one of those Facebook events. You can
Yeah.
click that you're going or not. So
Yeah, you should shoot a message to Andy and see if he wants to come down just to check out some of the rods too.
Andy.
Full.
Oh yeah, Andy. Yeah. I don't think I always think of him as Andrew Full because that's how they
right. Yeah.
So I was like Andy. I was lost.
My cousin Andy.
Yeah, so I mean it's just going to be relaxed. I mean there's no pressure to buy anything.
Yeah.
But I'll have some used rods for sale. I think there might be a couple other guys I might ask if they want to come sell some stuff, but
yeah,
we'll see.
All right.
Other than that, yeah, I'm just living the dream, right?
Yeah. The married life, get a kid on the way. It's
Yeah.
all good.
I am working on some LED lights for my trailer and boat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going fishing tomorrow, and then I think I'm going to do them this week so that I have time to dry before I put the trailer in the water again.
Right. Yeah. Let them cure a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
But I've been testing them out, putting them on the trailer and having them light up at night so you can kind of see the trailer, and it's going to turn out all right.
Yeah. Now, what colors are you going with?
It's actually one of those sets that you can change the colors.
Oh,
so
all right.
Obviously, with the red boat, I'm going to use red a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could make it any color.
Yeah.
You can even make them change colors as you
go. Christmas lights or something.
Yeah. So, and then I still got the lighting kit for the boat for inside the boat that I bought like 3 or 4 years ago and still haven't done. So that'll get done here soon.
Yeah.
Get it done. Knock it out. So.
All right.
Yeah. And then rod building, as always.
Okay. Did you by chance get pics from Kim yet?
I did not.
Okay. All right.
It's not Wednesday night at 10 o'clock. So.
Right. All right.
A lot of the time she'll make her picks at we'll be laying in bed the night before the tournament.
Yeah, the 11th hour before the event.
Yep. And she just goes through it quick, so she doesn't do much research.
Sometimes it's been working out for her fairly well.
Yeah, she hasn't been happy this year. She did really pretty well last year, other than she missed one of the tournaments. So.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Well, we got 6 people eyeballing us. I see.
Yeah.
Not bad. Well, I mean, most of it seems like a lot of whoever's watching right now, I don't know who, but a lot of you tuned in, like probably after our picks were done, because we're just kind of BSing right now. But do you just want to run back through who our picks are?
Sure.
Just catch them up.
Of course, I just shut off the page. So
I'll ramble through my picks and my weight real quick. A group, Seth Fighter. B group, Bill Lowen, Mark Menendez, and C, Jason Williamson. D group, E group, Garrett Paquette, and I took 81 pounds 8 ounces.
All right, A group, I have Seth Fighter also. B group, I have Stetson Blaylock. C group is Justin Hamner. D group is Justin Atkins. And E group is Mike Huff.
From Corbin, Kentucky.
87 pounds, 8 ounces.
All right. Yep. And, well, we'll throw the Stout Sportsman picks out quick once again. Brock Mosley for A, Matt Airy for B, Brian Schmidt C, Carl Jakobsen D, Cody Holland E bucket or E group with 84.8. And I'm going to throw Ann's picks in there too. A group, of course, Seth Fighter, Brian New for B, Keith Combs C, Paul Mueller D, I like that pick, and Bill Weidler. Hopefully he shows up. E group with 83.2. I don't know. Weidler, I don't know. I had really high expectations for him at Neely Henry, and I think a lot of people did. But well, you did. You took him too.
Canterbury and Weidler. I think we both died by that sword.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I kind of jinxed myself because last fantasy fishing show, I was like, you know what? If we could just end the tournament after day one, you know, I'd be super happy because a lot of times my day one picks they come out, they do really well, and then there'll be a bunch of them that just kind of fall off.
Yeah.
And last week it was just horrible.
Yeah.
You know, I got lucky with Jason Christie was the only guy that made it day 3 and 4 for me. Everybody else, I mean, day 2, I had Matthew Robertson. He finished 52nd. Canterbury 94th.
Yeah.
Gleason 72 and Bill Weidler at 77. This is my worst tournament so far this year.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a good tournament for me either. I mean, I picked the winner, and that was the only thing that like saved me at all. But yeah, I mean, Weidler and Canterbury just
Yeah.
And it's especially when you take somebody picked as high as Canterbury, and they finish as poorly as they did. That hurts a lot. But Paul Mueller was E group last event, correct? I want to say he was E group. I think he was.
I think so.
I mean, that was probably the pick of the tournament. Had to have been.
He's either D or E, I think.
Because I know he's in D this go around. Yeah. He's got 10,047 points.
Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, he's probably an E. I mean, with as good a tournament as he had, he probably jumped up to D.
Bumped him up. Yep.
So.
All right. You want to hit anything else?
Nope. After this one, I think we got a few weeks before the Classic.
Yeah, that's what, second week of June, I believe. It was June 11th. Where are we? The Classic 11th through the 13th. So that's a 3-day.
Yeah, the Classic's is always 3 days.
Okay. All right. Oh man, looking at this calendar, I'm like, oh man, I'm busy next weekend, the weekend after. I'm busy the 19th, so the weekend before your Ghost Rods open house would be the Classic. So I might be out of town for that one too. We'll see. I don't know yet. I'm still undecided on that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it makes it easier when you have someone who lives down there.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'd ask to stay with him, but I mean just to have somebody to hang out with, whatever. Yep. Maybe we'll go over to his shop and help him. Do some free work for him.
Let's get out of here.
Alrighty.
Go ahead and close us out there, Matt.
Alrighty. Well, appreciate everybody that did stop in to watch us, to hear our picks. We appreciate you guys viewing. Like and subscribe if you're not already. And I'm Matt. He's Scott. We are Stout Sportsmen.
We're out.
See you.